So if anybody's been listening to my videos lately, I've been speaking on different things as far as with Golden Boy and Frank Martin. And you know what's crazy? A lot of things, and I don't think I'm the smartest guy. I get a lot of things wrong. But Frank Martin, recently, a lot of things he said, bro, I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna give y'all basically a fact check on me. Look at a video I have of Frank Martin. It's probably like one of my first videos. It's probably like number 10, 12. It's early up there. Just go to oldest videos and you'll see. I have a Frank Martin video where he basically he has spoken everything I've said about him. I know nothing about Frank Martin. I've only been watching him for about a year and a half. But for some reason, I've been breaking him down as far as everything he said, I've said. You know what I'm saying? When it came to the Shakur deal, he said he wanted a little more money. I said, hey, if he just asking for a little more money, what's the problem? You understand what I'm saying? So then it went from that when I was saying, well, I don't think he's ducking Shakur. I know Shakur is a great talent. I don't think he's ducking Shakur. I don't think Shakur is at a certain level right now to where Frank Martin is basically running away from him. People say, oh, he was. Now people say Shakur had a bad performance. Now they're just flipping the script saying, well, maybe Frank Martin wasn't ducking him. You see what I'm saying? Like, the emotions is getting the best of people. So I try to keep my emotions out of stuff. But with Oscar De La Hoya, and this is going to tell me a lot of things about him as well. He told the truth, but he told the truth in the end, so I gotta respect it. He didn't sit up here and say, well, he just gave a good promoter response, you know what I'm saying? Like, if Frank Martin beats Shakur, then he can have the Williams-Zepeda fight. You know what I'm saying? Oscar De La Hoya basically said, hey, if Frank Martin beats Shakur Stevenson, we'll give him the Williams-Zepeda fight. Bro, you basically want Frank Martin to wipe out Shakur for you so you can be able to get an easy way to the 135 belt? Let me tell you something. Nobody in 135 has done anything. I'm going to repeat. Nobody at 135 has done anything. So for guys to feel like, oh, this guy needs to prove himself, bro, you need to prove yourself. I don't know why, and I don't know what I said in my last video, but I'm going to make it more accurate this time. I don't know why guys think Williams-Zepeda is somebody that you have to fight for, or you have to have a certain big fight with a certain guy. So we got to fight a generational talent and Shakur Stevenson to fight Williams-Zepeda? No, thank you. He's not worth it. Bro, a generational talent, no, not going to do it. It's always Frank Martin is in a position where he's trying to make a fight with a guy, and they talking about they ain't got enough money, and this situation and that, and I've already said, Frank Martin being on that card, if he would have been in that fight with Shakur Stevenson, that fight wouldn't have been like that. And for y'all not to pay that extra amount of money to have an entertaining fight, to get what you pay for, and they got what they paid for. You know what I'm saying? Now you see other people now trying to find better opponents for Shakur Stevenson. I told y'all De Los Santos wasn't gonna be the right style for Shakur Stevenson in the ring. Told you guys. Said the fight was gonna be like this. But then with the Zepeda fight though, with the whole Williams-Zepeda thing, I'm just kind of disappointed because with Golden Boy, it's almost as if, you know what I'm saying, they want Ryan to carry the weight and everyone else to kind of tread slowly. Like, bro, technically, Williams-Zepeda is a 27-year-old prospect. And I heard somebody say that recently, so I don't want to take no credit, but this is just real talk. I forgot who said it recently. I'm sorry if I can't remember you right now. I'm going to look it up later and put it in the description. But somebody said this recently, and I'm not piggybacking off of, from what I seen in his resume, it's a couple of guys like that. I just don't like to be disrespectful like that. I don't like to be disrespectful like that and call guys out like that because I feel like guys have had decent fights. Well, I don't want to say a prospect because he did fight JoJo Diaz. But man, like how many guys that JoJo Diaz got to fight? JoJo Diaz, he sound like him to me. That's what JoJo Diaz, he really that guy. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. JoJo Diaz, he probably got beat up and looked bad. JoJo Diaz really that guy. For him not to get knocked out a lot of times, and for him to have the guys he fought on his resume, like Gary Russell and Devin Haney, bro. William Zepeda, nah, man. You gotta step it up, bro. When Tank was 27 years old, we was talking about Tank, you need to do this and this and this. Devin Haney, 25 years old. And he's already got all 4 belts at Undisputed at 135. And William Zepeda ain't got a belt yet. And he's 27? About to be 28? What is he waiting on? So you want to be in your 30s trying to figure out what you're going to do like Zerto? Zerto already, congratulations Zerto. He doing some promotion for a fight. He doing a card in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Which is very good for the sport of boxing and for Mexico. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Zordo for doing that. But Zordo like, man, I might well be a promoter because these guys don't know what they doing. He ain't gonna say it out loud, but he like, these guys ain't, bro, go look at my video, I'm telling you, y'all just think I be talking. A lot of stuff has came true. That's why I don't put out a lot of videos, because I don't want to put out clickbait. I will stay up to date on a lot of stories, but I'm not finna put out clickbait and try to have guys, oh, Frank Martin or William Zepeda just got everybody shook. That's why you want. Nah, man, it's not the truth. The truth is Frank Martin is a bigger threat than what people realize. They're not asking nobody else to fight Shakur, then you can get a fight. But Frank Martin, he got to fight Shakur. And what did Oscar De La Hoya have to do to get a? I mean, not Oscar De La Hoya, but what did Oscar Duarte have to do to get a Ryan Garcia fight? Who did he have to fight? See what I'm saying? Fear. That let me know right there. That lets me know that a guy who moves around a lot has athleticism. Nah, don't give him the William Zepeda or any of those guys. Don't do it. With Frank Martin, people try to act like his resume is well, before he fought Michelle Rivera, they felt like his resume wasn't really up to snuff. But from what I've seen, and I'm putting myself out there, I said this a lot of times, Frank Martin has fought 2 guys that was in the top 10 this year. I don't know if people don't realize that. Those guys were ranked top 10. Artem was ranked top 10. And Michelle Rivera was ranked top 10. You know what I'm saying? Those were 2 top 10 guys that he fought. To be honest, I don't know if Edwin De Los Santos was top 10 in 135. Possibly, but I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But I don't know if JoJo Diaz was top 10 when if he was, after all them losses he had, that's not accurate in my book. I feel like Frank Martin gave a whole way harder test than what these guys have done. Way harder. You know what I'm saying? He had a way harder obstacle than a lot of these guys. Like, he's still fresh, you know what I'm saying? Still fresh on the scene, making a name for himself. Of course, he's been boxing for a very long time. I'm just saying, as far as with all the casual boxing fans' eyes on him, because I feel like the work he's done is not really getting validated. So before we even move forward, as far as he need to fight Shakur Stevenson, if he fought Shakur Stevenson and beat him, I would. If I was Frank Martin promoter and he beat Shakur Stevenson, he would never fight William Zepeda ever. I would never tell him to get in the ring with William Zepeda. For what? For what? to promote Zepeda? Nobody wouldn't even know who he was. Come on, man. We acting like Zepeda and Ryan Garcia. Zepeda's not even on Virgil Ortiz level to me. He's not even on Virgil Ortiz level. We gotta stop all this, man. This what's going on with a lot of guys right now. It's like we running around giving guys credit off of 1 or 2 wins, and then every other boxer like Devin Haney, he beat Lomachenko, but the next fight, he gotta prove himself. So every fight he gotta prove himself. But these other guys, they beat Lomachenko or all these other guys, Josh Taylor one time, or this guy beats Hector Garcia one time, and now he just can retire. Don't have to prove himself, do nothing else. A lot of these guys got a lot of flaws in the game, man. I'm seeing it already. The game real flawed. It's really, really flawed out here. The stuff they doing now, man, nobody respect that, man. It's like every time somebody tries to come up and do something, y'all try to bring them down. Frank Martin's had the hardest obstacle for 135 this past year. He had to fight Michelle Rivera. Even though it was in last December, I still count it as a full 12-year period as far as with Frank Martin. He did with Zepeda. I mean, not Zepeda, but he fought with Michelle Rivera. Then he had to fight with Artem during the summer. And a lot of people don't realize that Artem was a very hard fight. He was an undefeated fighter. He was highly ranked, top 10. He was someone I would have liked. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. If Artem would have gotten in the ring with Shakur Stevenson, he would have made him fight more. Y'all don't know it's certain styles, man, that people have. It's just hard to kind of keep guys away. So I feel like if he would have gotten in the ring with it, would have been an excellent fight. But people don't want to see it. They want to see certain fights. I told people, I was like, I'm not really kind of all in with Zepeda. He's cool, and I kind of understand where he's coming from, but I don't feel like he's at that level, honestly. Not at the level where a guy got to fight somebody else before he gets to you. Bro, nobody's saying that. Lomachenko isn't even saying that. Lomachenko ain't saying, hey, you gotta fight so-and-so, so-and-so, then you fight me. Like, man, we gotta be realistic when we saying certain things like this. We gotta be realistic when we saying stuff like this, because now it's starting to get out of hand. With certain things I'm starting to hear. Certain stuff I'm starting to hear now is getting way out of hand. These people are trying to act like, oh yeah, Zepeda's on a whole nother level, and then these other guys, they're gonna have to figure it out. Because from what I've seen, Frank Martin need to get in the ring with Shakur Stevenson because he didn't sign to fight with him. But we just seen how Teofimo had an option to fight Tank and Ryan, and nobody even cared about mentioning that. So then they'll say, well, he just tried to fight Matthias. Man, I'm gonna talk about that in another video. Because from what I'm seeing now, people trying to put certain narratives in the media to try to save face with certain guys. Like they've been trying to go out of their way to make big fights happen. These guys have not been going out their way to make big fights happen. The guys who have put themselves in position to make big fights happen, those are the people that fans don't even appreciate. They're like, well, look how bad he looked this last fight. Or, man, telling you, Frank Martin, he's gonna be a problem for a lot of guys. I'm hearing a lot of excuses for him. But you got a lot of other people that's willing to jump in and make things happen. That's why I pay attention to a lot of guys when they like, okay, they're not gonna fight they're not gonna fight him, so let me see. If they're not gonna fight him, then who they gonna fight next? I'm like, I wonder who they gonna fight next. They not gonna fight nobody. Not gonna fight anybody. That's why a lot of people sitting up here saying, oh well, this 135 guy has done this and he's done that. That's why I said at 135, it's gonna be a lot of guys, whether it's Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Floyd Schofield. Man, I don't even want to name them because there's so many guys. I'm just naming guys that they did recent videos on. I guess Tank's still at 135. Just different people, man. Eventually, they're going to have to figure it out. There's too many guys walking around. If you're not going to fight, you're not going to fight each other. Well, most likely, if you're a fan, you're probably going to have to go elsewhere to get kind of entertainment. And y'all don't want some of your best fans to do that, do you? Have to go somewhere elsewhere for some better work? I don't know. It look like what's gonna happen soon if we don't get the ball rolling on certain things. Cause what I'm seeing right now is Oscar De La Hoya, he making big fights only. At 135 though, they have some real deal guys who got real careers ahead of them. So we can't really use the wins and losses against certain guys when it comes to certain situations, because everybody's gonna have a win or a loss when you battling a loss when you battling big fighters and big time fights throughout the whole year. Throughout the whole year, most of these guys are fighting top guys. I feel like Frank Martin's resume is kind of getting... It was already... See, Michelle Rivera beating Lipinets, even though Lipinets lost badly to Boots, he still fought well enough to be respected. And now that you see that Lipinets in the situation where, okay, he just went a full distance with Michelle Rivera. Lipinets is a 140, 147 guy. He's a 140 who's tough enough to fight at 147, even though he can still make 140. So he went up and fought Boots, got that situation, and then goes up, fights Michelle Rivera. Then when he fights Michelle Rivera, after that situation, then look how his resume looks. Michelle Rivera's resume looks awesome. Sergey Lipinets ain't no bum. He ain't no bum. I don't know what. He's definitely a guy that you should brag about when you have him on his resume. That's a big win for Boots. Boots looked excellent in that fight. That kind of sealed the deal for me as far as with Boots. After I seen that, I was like, okay, I seen enough. I know people saying, well, I need to see Boots in another fight with this person. Well, I seen enough. He's good enough. You know what I'm saying? So, Michelle Rivera, the more he win, the better Frank Martin gonna look. That was a hard fight for Frank Martin. He made it look easy. You know what I'm saying? People got to show respect to these guys. You got Oscar running around saying, bro, let's be real, Oscar. I'm gonna be honest with you, Oscar. I've been kind of easy on Ryan Garcia lately. Like, a lot of people thought I was I didn't like him. Nah, I have no problem with Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say I don't like him. Nah, I think Ryan Garcia is great for the sport of boxing, especially with the show he put on last week. He turned a okay show into a great performance. So Ryan Garcia is definitely someone I look at as far as being a great guy for the sport of boxing. But from what I seen with the things that Oscar De La Hoya is doing, and with Ryan coming off a loss and him having big options at big fights, that's not good, man. Even though I wouldn't say the Duarte fight was a big fight, but technically it was. What you mean? Like, it was in an NBA arena. It was a big fight. So yeah, it was a big fight to me. It was huge. But when it comes down to it, man, a lot of guys, they hold guys a different standard, man. I don't like that stuff, bro. I don't like when American boxers got to fight Shakur Stevenson to get a fight. If you don't fight Shakur Stevenson right now and beat him, your career over with. So if I don't beat Floyd Mayweather right now, my career done. So that's the standard. The standard is Floyd Mayweather or nothing. You either beat Floyd Mayweather or you ain't nobody. You ain't gonna. Nah, man. No, sir. No, sir. People know how good Frank Martin is now. Be prepared to look at Frank Martin the next 2 years, because ain't nobody gonna go near him. They definitely not finna go near him. They gonna put it together like, hey, he asking for too much money. Okay. Teofimo asking for too much money. Y'all ain't saying nothing about that. He's saying all kind of things. He's saying they also offer him $1 million and this and that, and he's saying he can't get a big deal and a big money fight. And I don't know, man. One minute is one thing, then the next minute is another thing. So I don't know what to believe. I honestly don't know what to believe. I thought it was all true as far as the deals and stuff, but I can't believe what Teofimo says, bro. I've been following him too long. He tells white lies a lot, bro. 1 minute he'll sit up here and be like, yeah, well, I don't need these guys. I'm finna retire. Then the next minute he like, well, they ain't paying me $1 million. I thought you was finna retire, man. Retire means I don't care about this money. I care about my life. I don't care about this money. Then you come back, the first thing you say is I ain't getting enough money. This video ain't about him though. But at the same time, Frank Martin's held to that standard though. You know what I'm saying? Fighting two top 10 guys, that Frank Martin doesn't have to do anything else for the rest of the year. Sorry to tell you guys. See him in March, April or something like that. Since we only got guys fighting 1 or 2 times a year, a lot of these guys only fought one time in the last 2 or 3 years. I don't know, man. The standards are low, man. Standards are very low. Frank Martin fighting two top 10 guys, one of them on PEDs. Beats the guy, could have lost. If he would have lost and the guy was on PEDs, nobody would have cared. The guy who was on PEDs gets himself together, goes up in weight, and then wins the next big match he has against Sergey Lipinets. You know what I'm saying? So he fight against Lipinets, and then Michelle Rivera looks good, Frank Martin looks good. The more Michelle Rivera looks good, the more Frank Martin gonna look good. It's an easy strategy. Easy strategy. All you gotta do is fight tough fights, hard fights when they're available. And the more tough fights you take, the guy who's taking the fights from you, you gonna make him look better. You gotta make him look better. That's why a lot of times when like when Triple G had lost to Canelo, when he went and fought Danny Jacobs and things like that, he made Canelo look better. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when you beating a guy like that, or if you beating someone who he could possibly be an option, or someone that people think is a top guy, but Michelle Rivera, he's definitely a top guy at this point. You know what I'm saying? He's doing well. He's not someone who's from the outside looking in. I feel like he's making a comeback, but we have to see. Then Artem, I forgot his last name, start with an H, but that guy's a real deal, man. When I see somebody else from the U.S., an American fighter get in the ring with him, then we'll see. But with that European tricky style that he has, no, you're not going in the ring with him. The dude jab was working all night. He was jabbing and throwing hooks against Frank Martin. It was hard to fight. As soon as Frank Martin said at the end of the fight, when the fight ended, that guy was a hard fight. He was a hard fight, you know what I'm saying? His fight style was tricky. It's gonna make me better. Blah, blah, blah. It was. Bro, Frank Martin fought against someone who's probably, I'm not that well rounded with amateur backgrounds as much as other guys, but I'm pretty sure Artem had a very good amateur background. You know what I'm saying? When these guys come from overseas and land in this country, and they start fighting some of their best, put some of their best stuff together in a match, that lets you know that guy's right there. He know what's going on. He don't need to brush up on those skills. He's where he needs to be right now. But that's what a lot of people need to realize, though. Frank Martin is a well-polished fighter right now. He's a very well-polished fighter right now. A lot of guys, shoot, I don't know. If Frank Martin get in the ring with JoJo Diaz right now, he beating him. And I think JoJo Diaz is a very good fighter, but he just had a lot of battles he's been in. Unlike people like William and Zepeda, they ain't had a lot of battles. We got these guys, 27, 28 years old. Look at Devin Haney. His resume, bro. His resume is gonna be so huge in like 2 years. A lot of these guys, if they end up at 140 with him or whatever weight class, he's gonna be asking for the house for them. But that's all I got, though. Like and subscribe.